Yoo-hoo and hi, and welcome back. I want to start by saying two things. The first thing is that we're having an extremely windy day here, so if you hear any boom noises in the background, little boom noises, and I don't know if it'll come through the microphone here or not, but if you do, it's our doors rattling a little bit in the wind. And the other thing is, I don't know if anybody cares, but I didn't really do my hair today. You know, maybe it's my ego, but I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at it in the monitor. Anyway, it's not that I don't care. It's just that I wanted to get this recorded and I didn't want to slow down by doing my hair and going through all that. So today I want to do something quick and just talk about what I love about being a cinematographer. I want to share that with other people and kind of talk about what I think it means to be a cinematographer and what the benefits of it are. The very first thing is that I love creating something from nothing. And what I mean by that is, say for instance, I'm doing a one-man band or I just have an assistant or a sound guy with me, so two-person band. And I walk into a location where we're gonna do an interview. I get to take that location, whatever it looks like, and I get to modify the lights, add light, take away light. I get to pick where the person's gonna sit. I get to pick the focal length of my lens. I get to decide, is it gonna be a moody shoot with lots of shadow, or is it gonna be bright and fun? Of course, sometimes that comes down to the client with what they want, but I personally, I love the moody, shadowy look. I really do. But anyway, I get to go in and create this scene in front of the camera of something that I have in mind, something that I envision, and then I get to create it. And I get to watch it back on a screen, and that's extremely gratifying. And it's even more gratifying when it's a big scene and there's 50 people, there's 50 of us working on a set, and I'm working hand in hand with the director, and the director has a vision, and I get to interpret that and create it. I've been creative, God, for all of my life. You know, I learned piano when I was like 5. I played in a band, guitar, drums, bass, sing, not a very good singer. But I've always loved to create. And when I found cinematography and when things started to really click for me, it was just love. It still is to this day. Okay, thing number 2 that I love. I'm constantly challenged and constantly learning. There was a point early on when doing like a 3-point light setup for an interview blew my mind. Didn't know how to do it. Didn't know where to put the lights. Didn't know where to put the camera. Didn't know how bright light should be on a person's skin. Didn't know that, you know, the background could use different colored lights and different levels of lighting. And a lot of the early stuff I did, I look back now and I'm justifiably not embarrassed, but I can see that I've grown. But when I learned how to do 3-point lighting, I thought to myself, well, that's it then. I have the key. I know how to use lights. Until I went into the next situation and I had to do something with lighting. And I probably got embarrassed or, you know, made mistakes, I'm sure. It doesn't matter how many years I've been doing this and how many different situations, how many different projects I've done. I'm always learning. And that's because I'm pushing myself. And I think that we as human beings, we don't like sitting on our thumbs for too long, right? And in filmmaking, there's always a new creative path to follow, a creative path to learn. And so in the early days where I might have been hesitant or nervous to walk into a situation and being expected to film something and not knowing how to do it, in the old days I might have been a little nervous to do that, self-conscious to do that. And now I really look forward to it. I look forward to the challenge of walking into a setting and maybe not knowing everything I need to do. But I overcome the challenge and I learn something new, and it never ever bores me. And maybe 3 projects after that one, I can use what I learned there. And so it's just constantly building a library of knowledge and experience. And that never ever ever will get old for me. Because again, being a creative person, learning those new things and putting those new things into new projects and new settings is a very creative thing. The third thing for me would be that I get to go to different places all the time. I don't have to sit in an office, and no offense to anybody that does that, but I've done that and it really was not for me. In addition to being creative, I'm kind of a wanderer. You know, I like to get up and go. I've always loved road trips. I love to get on an airplane to fly across the ocean to film something. That's all exciting to me. So even if I'm doing small projects and I'm just going to somebody's corporate office, it's new. Keep going to new locations and finding new settings where I have to light something, and so it's always different. Not going to the same office every single day to the same computer every single day really suits me. And it's true, if you don't know this yet, a lot of filmmakers do, it can be a very difficult business, you know, finding the work, making connections, and being busy, and getting busy, and staying busy. But when you can do it, to me, that's really great. And then, of course, I go back and if I'm editing something, I sit in front of the same old computer, I sit at the same table and I edit stuff. But it's always a new project. You know, it's always a new location. And I think those are probably my top 3 things that I love about being a cinematographer. And of course, there's a ton more, you know, just simply buying new equipment when I can, like a new light, you know, testing a new light out. It's like Christmas Day again, you know, or playing with new cameras, meeting new people. But these are my top 3. All right, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you got something out of this. I hope you agree. If you disagree, let me know. All right, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.